Okay, so the fifth piece of advice that we have for you parents is that we would appreciate for you to encourage number sense and reasoning when working with your kids. So I think a lot of times teachers and mathematicians, we throw out this phrase number sense, and I'm not sure we always understand what we're talking about. So number sense is really just having an idea about how numbers can be pulled apart, put back together in different ways. It's also about having this idea of how big a number is, how small a number is, and just being able to work flexibly with numbers. So the example that Joe gives in the sheet of advice for parents is thinking about the problem 29 plus 57. So most of the time, if I said, what's 29 from plus 57? People would get out a piece of paper and a pencil and they'd write 29 plus 57 if they didn't have their calculator near them. And they would continue to say, okay, well, I'm going to start in my ones place and I'm going to do 9 plus 6, which is 15, and I'm going to carry my 1 over, and I know that 5 plus 2 is 7, plus that 1 I carried is 8, 80, 85. My answer is 85. So that is a very traditional, we would call that the algorithmic way of solving a math problem, which there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is awesome. I want my kids to be able to do that. That is ultimately a very important way to be able to solve problems. But when we talk about number sense and reasoning, I'm thinking, is there another way that I could solve that problem that might even be more efficient, might be faster, might be easier? So what we try to teach our kids is to think about, are there ways to break numbers apart, which makes them easier to work with? And are there ways maybe to combine numbers in a different sense? So when I think about the problem 29 plus 56, right away, and I have had a lot of practice with this, I don't see 29 plus 56. I actually see 30 plus 55. And 30 plus 55 is 85. And 30 plus 55 was way faster for me to solve than 29 plus 56 and having to do the algorithm in my head or on a piece of paper or whatever. So what I really did is I just said, okay, well, if I add 1 to the number 29, I've got to take 1 away from the number 56. Because when I'm adding numbers, I'm adding a quantity. So if I change this one, I've got to change this one. That's number sense and reasoning, being able to do that. That's what we want our kids to be able to think about, how they can do things more efficiently, faster, and just being able to be flexible with their thinking. Another problem that you could think about is a subtraction problem, which sometimes subtraction problems are a little bit more challenging to think about. But let's say I had 56 minus 27. A lot of kids hate that problem because the 6 on the top, if we're stacking it, is smaller than the 7, so now they have to go and they got to borrow from the 5, make it a 4, bring the 1 over, but they have no idea what they're doing. They don't really understand that they're changing the number 56 into the number 40 plus 16. They don't see that. So there's a misconception that goes along with it. Now, did you and I maybe not know what we were doing when we were taught it? But you and I, maybe you are a rocket scientist. I don't know who I'm talking to, but there are a lot of kids who don't understand this. And then when they get to higher mathematics, they struggle because they don't understand that they can be flexible with numbers. Maybe, just maybe, if in our younger years of schooling and working with our parents, we focus more on the flexibility and the reasoning of the mathematics, we could be much richer with our knowledge and go further with our mathematics. So let's say I have 56 minus 27. And instead of trying to say, I'm going to cross off the 5, make it a 4, then that's going to be 16, 16 minus 7, 8, 28, got it. And not even knowing if that's really right, because I'm sitting here and saying, wait, that's not right. That can't be right. 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, no, it's 9. So there's your there's your error, which is what kids do all the time. They make an error. Think about this problem, 56 minus 27. Well, what is 56 minus 26? Okay, 56 minus 26. Okay, that's 30. Well, I didn't take enough off, did I? I didn't take enough away. I need to take one more away. What's 1 less than 30? Oh, it's 29. It's so much more sense making that's going on. And that's what we really need our kids to do. So that's what we mean by encourage number sense and reasoning. Please understand, it's not that the traditional algorithm is bad. Please, if you're going to teach your kid the traditional algorithm, just encourage them to look at, like my example, 56, as I'm changing that number, 56, to 4 tens or 40 plus 16. No longer is it 50 plus 6, but it's 40 plus 16. Make sense? I hope that's helped. Awesome.